Hi there and welcome to the first ever episode of the Bounty Huntard with me, Barley Ali. For this episode I'm going to be guiding you through the level 28 Flashpoint Cademimu.
Lord Malgus, you wish to speak with me?
That's correct. Cademimu 5 is an industrial world used by the Republic as a weapons depot, the so-called war chest of the Outer Rim. Now the planetary governor faces charges of corruption and has declared independence rather than stand trial. This is our opportunity.
You think this is funny, don't you?
It's a privilege to observe democratic values in action. If we acquire or eliminate Cademimu's weapon stockpiles, 3 Republic sectors will be left undefended. Conquering the planet is secondary. Nonetheless, we must act before Republic troops put down this rebellion, or before the governor readies the Cademiman defenses.
We'd need to invade the planet's military center. That's a mission for a full brigade, not a strike team.
A brigade would never arrive in time, so you must suffice. As we speak, the governor is overriding Republic security protocols and arming the planetary missile batteries. His private army is quelling civilian riots, but the army's elite will protect the missile command center. Push through, take control, and Cademimu will be ours.
I'll leave for the planet immediately, Lord Malgus. Be prepared for my signal.
The fleet is assembling. When you are finished, it will be ready to secure the system.
So just to give you a bit of information about the series, I'll be providing guides to all of the game's flashpoints and operations, and I'm only really going to show you what is important in each of the instances, so you'll know all the common pitfalls before trying it yourself. These guides won't be of polished runs, because I think it's a lot more interesting to watch me and whoever I'm grouping with fuck up a little bit. I also think it's a lot more informative to see how a boss mechanic actually works in practice, instead of seeing someone who's cleared it 1,000 times just breeze through it. Ultimately, everybody makes mistakes in MMOs and switches off every now and then, so hopefully by watching me be terrible, you'll be able to avoid making the same mistakes when you try it yourself. So Officer Xander in the EN4C is the first fight you'll come to. This is a very straightforward fight. All you have to do is one member of your group will be targeted by the EN4C, and you can see who this is because they have a crosshair below their feet. And all they have to do is kite him around. If he catches up with them, he'll do damage. But I've never seen anyone get caught by him, he's very slow. And the rest of the group just needs to target down Officer Xander, which only has 24k HP, so he goes down really quickly. The EN4C also does a AoE ability, like he throws a grenade, so you don't really want to kite him near your teammates because you might just give them loads of damage, as you'll see someone do in this video in a second. But he goes down quickly, so it's pretty straightforward. Even without a tank, we take him down pretty fast, and the healing's, it's not very healing intensive at all. So after Officer Xander, you have to take a speeder to get to the next boss. All you have to do is just make sure that your whole team takes the same speeder, otherwise you'll just waste time really. So the second boss is Captain Grimmick, which will activate when you walk into this glowing bit beneath the ship. He only has 36k HP. It's kind of a tank and spank. The only real mechanic is that he has an AoE ability, which you have to tank him away from the group, and he'll spawn these little bears, which I like to call Care Bears, but I've been told they're called Ugnaughts, if you care about Star Wars lore. If the tank doesn't pick them up, they'll attack the healer like they do there. There is a mechanic to killing them where if the tank picks them up, his flamethrower should kill them, which I'll show you in a second, nearly killing myself in the process, but you'll see they'll all just burn. If you ever want to see what a teddy bear barbecue looks like, there you go. He goes down quite quickly. I think he spawns about 2 or 3 waves of bears per go, depending on how quickly you kill him. It's not too healing intensive, as long as no one stands in front of him other than the tank, you should be okay. And there you go.
The intruders. The governor may be cowering in his bunker, but we will do our job. You won't get any further.
So the second hardest encounter in this instance is actually this elevator. I've sped it up, but it actually takes a long time to get to the bottom, and it stops at various levels, which if you haven't been there before, a lot of people are inclined to get off at different levels. Just make sure your whole team rides it all the way down to the bottom so you don't waste time. If you fancy being stupid like me, you can always click on this barrel and watch as all the mobs in its proximity try and goat rush you. So after a bit more trash, you come to another lore section. The decision ultimately is whether you want to blow up a Republic fleet or not. I'd hope to most of you it'd be quite transparent which is the light side option and which is the dark side option. But if it isn't, then I advise you go see a psychologist, because you're probably at risk of burying your neighbour's dog or burning down your school or something similar. So General SWTOR is the third and final boss in Cademimu, and the best way to think of this fight is to think of it in two phases. Up to 50% health, he will make one corner of the room vent steam, and then eventually this steam turns into fire, and this fire will do huge amounts of AoE damage to you if you don't move out of it. It's also a stackable damage, so the longer you stay in it, the more damage it does. Basically all you need to do is kite him away from the steam as soon as you see it. He also combines this ability with like quite a long knockback, so ultimately the idea is that he's going to try and knock you back into the fire. The second phase at 50%, 3/4 of the room will start to vent heat like you'll see here, and if you're not prepared for this, this is what will happen to you. You'll get knocked back into the fire, and then you'll just start taking loads and loads of damage. Another pitfall is that the range of the AoE ability is quite deceptive, so as you can see, I was actually taking a lot of AoE damage there when I assumed I'd moved out of it. So you need to be careful about that so you don't let your tank die like I did there, stupidly. The fight is quite enjoyable, and it isn't a very difficult fight, but you just need to concentrate really. I've sped it up now because obviously it's going to take us a bit longer to kill him, seeing as I let the tank die. He doesn't do much damage himself, so you don't really have to worry about that. Just worry about not getting stuck in the fire really. Once you get used to the mechanics of the fight, it's really just a case of DPSing him down until he's dead. Overall, I quite enjoy Cademimu as an instance. It's not the most enjoyable, and the two instances that come after it, Boarding Party and the Foundry, are a lot more interesting and have more boss fights. It's still worth doing though, it doesn't take too long, and ultimately it's just a bit better than leveling on your own, I guess. So just as we breeze through the end of this fight, I'd just like to say if you have any comments or feedback on how I can improve these videos in the future, let me know in the comments section or at mechagaming.co.uk, that's M-E-C-H-A gaming. And you know, if you feel like the lore sections should be taken out or you'd like a bit more information on the trash mobs before each boss, then you know, if it's constructive criticism, then I'll take it on board and hopefully be able to improve these videos so they're more useful to you in the future. So the final stage of this instance is to hand in the quest right outside the instance. I'll leave you with the cinematic from this. I hope you enjoyed my video. Once more, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for Boarding Party, which should be released within this week.
I've returned from Cademimu. What's our status?
With the planetary missile batteries negated, our fleet was able to bombard the planet's surface without incident. The first troops are landing, and the Republic arsenal has been confiscated. The war chest of the Outer Rim is no more.
stand against a planet of enemies. It was a fight worthy of a Sith.
Enjoy your days on the battlefield. They will not last forever. We've also apprehended Cademimu's governor and scheduled his public execution. His successor will be given the opportunity to lead the planet into a new era, or else pay for its association with the Republic.
I'm sure you'll put affairs on Cademimu in order.
It would not have been possible without your assistance. Until the next opportunity.